Welcome to the second broadcast of the Game Developers News Network, sponsored by the Game Developers Association. I'm Brittany Regay. So if you got news for us, please share it with us. Competing in contests? Let us know how you do. Got a game in distribution? Let us know how it's doing and if you think it's doing well or poor.
I'm Andrew Greenberg. It's been a big month for game developers recently, so let's jump right into all the news we have to cover. One of the most fascinating things we've seen have been studios who've gotten to the size where they could actually publish other people's work. At E3, Georgia-based Tripwire Interactive announced their brand new publishing division. Following the success of their own critically acclaimed titles, Tripwire is expanding its business. Using the experience and resources it has developed, selling more than 12 million of its own games, it's now going to include publishing work from other talented independent developers. The new publishing division is led by Tripwire Interactive President John Gibson. It allows the company to help like-minded independent studios who have a product that needs experience and resources to not only bring to market, but to make successful in the market. They're tailoring each deal to the needs of their partners and the game itself, and we've been told it can include things like funding, marketing resources, access to the Tripwire team's vast knowledge and experience for development in all sorts of areas, as well as feedback to benefit the game's overall quality. We've seen the quality in games like Killing Floor, Red Orchestra, Rising Storm, and more, and we know they can do great things. John Gibson had a number of interesting things to say about this. With the thousands of games released each year, it takes more than just a great game to rise above the noise. Tripwire's unique experience designing, developing, and marketing and self-publishing successful games, combined with offering the type of fair deals that they like to get, where both developer and publisher succeed together, will help elevate partner studios and their games to new levels of success and propel their games to break through the noise. The first two titles that Tripwire has announced are Man-Eater and Road Redemption. Man-Eater is an open-world single-player action RPG developed by Blindside Studios. It is led by Alex Quick, developer of Depth and the original Killing Floor mod creator, who also collaborated with Tripwire on Killing Floors 1 and 2. Set in the unforgiving waters of the southern U.S. Gulf Coast, players fight to survive in rivers and streams as well as the open ocean, with danger lurking at every depth. Road Redemption is an action racing combat game developed by EQ Games and Pixel Dash Studios. It places players as a leader of biker gangs on an epic journey across the country. Players earn money by completing races, conducting assassinations, some robberies, and other challenges along the way. And as they collect loot, they have the ability to upgrade their character, bike, and weapons as they battle through a huge campaign, either solo or up to a full four-player co-op split screen and online experience. This game's already available on Steam. So we reached out to EQ Games lead Ian Fish, who told us, "It's going very well so far. We're working well together, and we hope it's just the start of a long relationship."
Okay, so when we think of E3, we normally think of E3 as a great event for gamers. But there was plenty of great news for game developers too, and here's some of the highlights. Starting with, a number of developers were excited for the demo of the new Slipspace engine that 343 Studios built for Halo Infinite.
EA and BioWare committed to eliminating pay-for-power models and loot boxes in their upcoming games. We find that exciting.
Nintendo is also expanding its presence into esports, especially for notable titles with the Switch, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Splatoon 2, and most notably Fortnite.
Another news item was that Ubisoft expressed hope that its lip sync tool sound matching AI will find a lot of uses outside of the gaming industry, as, for instance, in the medical fields.
In addition to the battle games everyone talked about, there was a strong presence of single-player narrative-based games, like Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Ghost of Tsushima, Cyberpunk 2077, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, to name just a few.
On top of that, we're looking forward to Telltale Games, which has confirmed that they'll be doing a Stranger Things game.
So one of the most overlooked stories, though, from E3 was the new opportunity for aspiring game devs. This month at E3, Ubisoft announced that for Beyond Good and Evil 2, they'll be partnering with HitRecord. The goal is to create art and music assets as part of a collaborative fan project. Together, they aim to build the universe with the long-anticipated sequel. So devs who are interested in creating assets like music or visuals for the game can sign up to contribute on the HitRecord website. For developers wondering whether work will be compensated, it seems the answer is yes, although the terms on exactly how their contributors will be paid and credited still don't seem to be quite clear. They did, though, confirm that a $50,000 pool will be available for people whose work is used in the game.
Actor and HitRecord founder Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a follow-up and indicated that he and his team are listening to the developer feedback. They're hoping to create a clear, transparent process around Beyond Good and Evil. It's already shaping up to be a beautiful game. They emphasize that the company doesn't solicit complete work from individuals. Instead, they focus on people on their platform working together, contributing bits and pieces to a project. Contributors will also retain their rights to the work, even if it's not used.
Gordon-Levitt stresses that the partnership between his company and Ubisoft isn't a result of cutting corners to save time and money, but to give fans who love playing games to be able to be involved in making the game. The nature of this collaboration, though, has sparked a deep conversation about the nature of fan labor, spec work, and if Ubisoft was depressing the value of creative work with this initiative.
We talked to some leading industry professionals, such as Chris Rickwood, composer and founder of Rickwood Music, and Andrew Lackey, award-winning sound designer and owner of Wabi Sabi Sound, about the controversy surrounding Ubisoft's crowdsourcing assets. And here's what Andrew Lackey told us. The premise is great. It's a win for fans, and especially for fans who want to contribute to the world they are a part of. The business machinery underneath isn't something I know much about, but fan communities giveth, and fan communities taketh away. I'd hope the devs know this and intend on doing everything possible to play fair with the contributors. Whereas a private vendor may have a quiet dispute if things aren't cool, the fan community will have a direct impact on the well-being of the intellectual property.
And Chris Rickwood had to add, I think it's an interesting approach that I have mixed feelings about. It can be seen to devalue the work of professionals who I believe are already undervalued. The argument here is that they're trying to create mass amount of content for not a lot of money. Why not hire the best people for the job and pay them fairly? However, I think this is a commentary on the use of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivators. They're calling on a group that really cares about the IP they'll be working on so much that the money isn't as important to them. What is important to them is creating something that's interesting and cool that'll be a defining part of the world that they are creating. That's a huge motivator that could potentially lead to some really creative content that you probably wouldn't be able to get any other way. So it really will be interesting to see how this partnership plays out. On the one hand, it's a great opportunity for new talent to get their work out there and for longtime fans to contribute to the game. Here's hoping that Ubisoft and HitRecord will stay fair to the developers.
I hope HitRecord makes it work.
Yes. So for those who are looking and submitting their work, you can find out more details on www.hitrecord.org. And so then over this month, we went over to Southern Fried Gaming Expo, which was host to pinball and arcade games and tournaments, tabletop gaming, panels, vendor expo, and more. The expo also provides space to indie game developers. So let's go take a look at some. Hey, it's Brittany Regay from the Game Dev News Network. We're here at the Renaissance Waverly Hotel for the start of the second day of Southern Fried Gaming Expo. So we're here to walk around, talk to some developers, play some games, and check out some panels. So let's go. I'm here with Clint Fleetwood with Dragon Sojourn. Clint, can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, so Dragon Sojourn is a tabletop tactical game that where you combine a dragon with a rider with a weapon to make different units. We have different play modes. One is campaign mode, where you can actually go through a campaign where you have like long drug-out battles. We also have PvP, where you can play against each other, or we just have a random drop-in arcade mode, where you can actually just make your units and then draw enemy cards and see how far you can go in it.
I'm here with Fernando Aragon from Steal the Show. Fernando, can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, so it's a party game for about 2 to 4 people, but it's a Shakespearean insult card game. You challenge other players to a battle of wits or battle of strength, and you use the Shakespearean insult cards to help you win.
And I'm here with Ilya and Alex from Voice Bowl. Guys, could you tell me a little bit about the game?
Yeah, so it's like foosball, but with your voice. It's called Voice Ball. Essentially, you make noises into a microphone, and it's all pitch based. So, like, the higher pitch you go, the higher up in the field that you get, lower low, and you're just trying to manipulate these voice waves or sound waves to hit this ball into a goal.
I'm here with Battles and Pirates. Can you tell me a little bit about the game?
Yeah, definitely. British versus Pirates. First off, my name's Apollo. British versus Pirates is a ship combat board game set during the golden age of piracy. It is every game that when you were a kid you wish you had, you now have as a grown man.
I'm here with Ron Jones from the Indie Cluster and his game Siege Tower. Ron, can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Well, sure. So Siege Tower is basically obviously inspired by the SiegeCon and everything like that. So I kind of hijacked the logo and said, you know what, this is a game conference. We need like a game kind of made out of it to help support it and share it and everything like that. So I kind of turned it into this tower defense game that throws you in the realm of nostalgia.
I'm here with Mike Poole and his game Barricade. Can you tell us a little bit about the game real quick?
Sure. It's a two-player arcade action game, which is a throwback to early titles from the 90s, such as Puzzle Fighters, Bust a Move, and Tetris Attack. It has a very brutal, competitive two-player mode that a lot of people enjoyed. Matter of fact, the game is so put together that a lot of conventions that we've already went to have let us use it for their tournaments.
I'm here with Robert Waller and his game Sinker. Can you please tell us a little quick elevator pitch on what your game's about?
Sure. So I call it a minimalist puzzle game. So what I think of is like giant fishing tackle. So you got a hook and you got a reel, and your whole job is to try to get the pucks in the hole. So that's the whole entire game. So I build you up slowly, give you one hole, one puck, and then kind of lead you through more complicated mechanics.
I'm here with Narv in his game Elemental Rift. Can you give us a quick elevator pitch on what your game's about?
The game is a brawler game where you're trying not to put out of the screen before they knock you out. Last one standing is the winner. Players are fighting for omnipotent power. Last one standing gets all glory of being able to control all the elements.
I'm here with Justin from Polyroll. Can you tell us a little pitch about the game?
Polyroll is a retro-style platformer, very much inspired by early 90s PC shareware games. And then it's got a little bit of Mario, a little bit of Sonic, a little bit of everything.
I'm here with Joseph Butler and his game Mageling. Joseph, could you tell us a quick bit about the game?
Sure. So Mageling is a dice allocation game, and it plays from 60 to 90 minutes. And basically the idea is that you're a young mage on a journey, and you are trying to save what is called the Evertree. So it's got this little story, and you're trying to move through this progression. But the core mechanism is all about building a grimoire, like a kind of a spell book, that you activate using custom dice.
I'm here with Katie Scott and two games, Tabletop Generals and Drunken Goat. Katie, can you give us a quick pitch on both games?
Yeah, sure. So Drunken Goats and Tabletop Generals are both really, really simple to pick up and easy to play. You don't have to spend a lot of time learning rules for either one of them, which is what's really nice about them. Drunken Goats is sort of our 21 and up optional drinking rules game. This is really simple. All you're trying to do is get a pair each of your 4 alcohol cards, whiskey, beer, tequila, and wine. The first person to get a pair of each wins. Tabletop Generals is a base-building military card game. What you're trying to do is be the first person to build your 8-card base. You can play with 2 or 3 players, or you can combine 2 decks and play with up to 6 people.
I'm here with Chad with his game Christmas Lights, a card game. Chad, can you give us a quick pitch about the game?
Sure. If you've played the game Hanabi, which is like a blind man's bluff kind of a game. So it's a competitive version of that. So players will each have a deck of bulbs in their hand, but you can't see your own cards, but you can see everybody else's cards. And so the object of the game is to complete 2 different light strands of a different set of patterns by trading bulbs with players, stealing bulbs from players, and trying to assemble them and to try to in a race so you can build 2 strands the fastest.
I'm here with Craig at Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Craig, you have a couple games here. Can you tell us a little bit of a quick pitch about them?
Sure. This one over here is Murders and Acquisitions. I produced that one, designed it a couple years ago. It published last year. It's basically tabletop RPG. All of these are RPGs. And that one's about climbing the corporate ladder through whatever means necessary. So murder, intrigue, subterfuge, theft, whatever it takes. This one right over here is Capers, and that one's all about superpowered gangsters and feds in the Prohibition era. So 1920s gangsters, but with kind of sort of superpowers.
So then, have you been having a good time here? Have people got to see the game?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely love Southern Fried Gaming Expo. They've definitely been one of our supporters from the beginning. Last year, they had us like in a different room, and then we kind of like, was working out some better options. And this year they basically said, you know what, we're just going to give you the whole room. We want you to basically do your thing.
Yeah, it's been going pretty well. This is our third con this summer. We're on a con tour because we're going to be having a Kickstarter soon. So it's exciting to get to see a lot of people play the game. We've had a lot of really positive results and really good suggestions from the players.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. I don't know, it's kind of the type of game that kind of draws a crowd the more people play it, because you can probably hear it in the background right now, but people are like making a lot of whooping noises, which brings more people over.
Great traffic and lots of good comments, and it's really gratifying. This is only the second time I've had the game out where it's finished and people could actually buy it. And when you get somebody to actually buy the game while they're sitting down and playing the demo, that's really gratifying.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of really good traction, a lot of really good feedback. And a lot of people like it, especially the older guys. Again, they get to like be a kid and be a pirate, so it's fun.
The reception's been really good. It's got a very clear target audience, and the people who dig it really dig it. And it's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We did a quick panel over there on game design, and we've got some demos happening all day. And it's been great. There's been a lot of excitement.
Yeah, we have a demo table right across from us. We've had a lot of people be able to play, and a lot of people have really enjoyed it because you get to play a lot of rounds. You're not spending an hour trying to set the game up, trying to teach the rules, trying to go through it.
There's been a kind of a steady stream of people coming by. It slowly builds across Saturday because it's like Saturday. People start to kind of trickle in and everything kind of rolls up, and by the time we get to Saturday afternoon, it's pretty busy. And then I'm not sure what to expect for the evening. This is my first year here, but I know that the gaming area behind us has gotten pretty busy.
It's been really busy. I haven't really had a chance to take a break the whole day so far.
Okay, well then what kind of feedback have you been hearing?
People are really enjoying it. They like how quick and responsive it is, the variety of the cast, the unique characters, the unique items, the helpers that come in to make special guest appearance. They love all of it.
I actually showed this game last year at Southern Fried, and it was not finished yet. So that was the time where I really collected a lot of feedback and implemented it. Now it's kind of a done game, and the feedback I'm collecting more is about what should I do next time.
Feedback? No, I guess I haven't heard too much because I'm not actually running the demos. I've got someone over there so I will hear all the feedback, I'm sure. At the end of the day, but people have seemed interested in the concept, so that's made me really happy.
Yeah, it's been great. The convention's been really nice. Everybody's been really friendly and really positive about everything that we've had here.
Okay.
There's plenty of people stopping by, checking things out. I've sold a handful of things, talked to people about other conventions and about game stuff that they're designing and having a good time.
Where can we get some contact info? How can people find you?
You can find the Coming Soon page on Steam right now if you just search Polyroll on Steam. Or you can probably find it by looking up our other game, which is currently on Steam, which is Clash Force. And we released that back in October. And Polyroll should be coming out this coming October.
You can look at dragonsoldier.com, or you can find us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
Well, you can find me personally on ronjonestheartist.com. That links to all my comics, all my games, all my paintings, all that kind of stuff and everything like that. But actually, the Indie Cluster actually links to my game and everyone else's games as well, because we're the Atlanta community of independent game developers. So you can just go to indiecluster.com, link to everything and everything like that. Follow our Twitter, our newsletter, and our Discord, and it'll be good.
Google Sinker, S-I-N-K-R, no E, but it's also on my website at Waller Digital. That's WAHLER.digital.
www.firesoft.com. Firesoft is spelled P-H-Y-E-R-S-O-F-T. And once you go on the website, you can access all our social links from there.
Yeah, hungryformoregames.com. That's our main website. And you can also, if you just search Steal the Show, a theatrical party card game, the Kickstarter page will also come up where you can find more information.
So we're Hella Velvet. So I think that's Velvet dash or underscore Hella, and also Instagram at Hella Velvet.
www.nrutd.com would be my company's website. We've got some information up there. We should have the Steam page up and rolling probably by the end of next month.
So 25th Century Games, so 25thcenturygames.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And obviously check out the Kickstarter Christmas lights.
Yeah, both of our games are available on drunkengoatsgame.com.
Familiargames.net is our website. And Mage League will be coming to stores in about 3 to 4 months. So you can look out for it there, and we'll be hitting Kickstarter again in the next year.
You can check out everything I'm designing at nerdburgergames.com. I am at nerdburgercraig.
So everything you need to know is at britishversuspirates.com.
Well, thank you, Apollo. I hope you're having a good time and that, keeps going well.
Yeah, you guys have a good time too. Thank you for watching so much. See you later.
So I thought there was a lot of really interesting games and stuff going on.
I was pretty fascinated with everything you saw there. We even did panels on indie game development at the Expo.
Yeah? Can you tell me a little bit about them? I didn't get to make it to the panels.
The panels were great. There were a whole bunch on a variety of areas. James Simpson with Cell Block Studios put together a panel on independent game development. Great lineup of people looking at all different aspects of it.
Oh, yeah.
Went very well. Had folks from Kerchunk Games, Puzzles by Joe, myself, and others. Went really well.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's been a great time for events. The Georgia Esports.
It's been busy.
No, very much so. The Georgia Esports League Spring Championship at Momocon just wrapped up. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that all-day event at Momocon.
3, 2, 1, roll!
And that is going to be a GG on the side of GSU. They just got to close out this Phoenix. Sobek kills it, and that is the game. They're just keeping strong. They can't break the ranks. And KSU takes game one with a big victory.
Yeah, welcome to the Georgia Esports League Spring Championship at Momocon. We have teams from 4 grade schools here today. Kennesaw State University, the Savannah College of Art and Design, Atlanta, the University of Georgia, Georgia State University.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans of esports, make some noise in the audience. Let them know on the other side of Momocon something amazing is happening here. Now, who's ready to see a brawl? Who's ready to see Brawlhalla?
Hello, everybody. We're going to do our first ever voice ball tournament. Voice ball is a game that's a lot like foosball, but you play with your voice.
First person to score wins.
Who's going to get it? Yellow up high. Yay! Oh, UGA takes it, and they are your Brawlhalla champions.
That was crazy. UGA just can't do anything about it. So looks like GSU are the Smite champions.
KSU is trying their best, but can't get to the point, trying to get there as quickly as possible. And that's game.
Wow, what a match. What a match. Good job, first one, GSU. It was an exciting day of competition there. Paladins started it off, SCAD, KSU, and GSU went to town at it. Kennesaw State University and Georgia State University battled in the finals. KSU beat GSU 4-3 in the first round game, and then GSU came back to take them in the finals, 2-1. Smite was another intense one. Kennesaw State University, University of Georgia, and GSU all taking part in the preliminaries. Then GSU beat UGA in the deciding round-robin match of the 2 undefeated teams. Brawlhalla itself went non-stop fervor. You saw some of the action there with UGA finally dominating over KSU. This is the second time in a row that UGA has won Brawlhalla, our only 2-time winner. They won the fall championship and spring, so they are definitely the 2017-2018 Georgia Esports League Brawlhalla champions. Our next big event for the GGDA and for Game Dev in Georgia will be CIMFest in Columbus, Georgia, July 14th. We're expecting a great lineup of speakers. We're seeing the return of Jesse James Allen from Falcons Creative, who's doing some incredible VR work. Puzzles by Joe will be out there. I'll be out there. A number of other great speakers. Expect some great speakers you haven't seen before, and a wonderful day of events. It's a very inexpensive day. It's a quick road trip from Savannah, from Atlanta, from LaGrange, from anywhere in the state, from Macon. So it's a great one to head down to. So join us, especially July 14th for CIMFest in Georgia.
And thank you so much for joining the Game Developers News Network tonight. And stay tuned to get an inside look at Starfighter Inc. Have a good night.
Take care.